All right, we're starting the recording and we're going to go live on Facebook as well. Oh, here we go. We'll do it on my timeline. Sure, why not? All right, now maybe we'll do it in a special group. We'll do it in a group and we'll do it in the Public Speaking Mastery group. All right, perfect. All right, so Zoom is preparing. Now we're all seeing something new. All right, we are live streaming on Facebook as we speak. Okay, this looks like a lot of trouble to me. I had been already in my content. Okay, so here we are, we're live streaming. Woo! And we're recording this. All right, well, this is a first. Fetching video stream. Okay, good, excellent. Can we go now? All right. All right. Well, welcome everyone. And we are just setting it up to live stream on Facebook right now. This is something, I don't know what it's doing, or even if I can stop this. So we are going to stop it. Let me see if I can stop this. Stop live stream. Okay. Whew. We'll have to do that another day. I don't know what all this is. So we're going to get out of there. Absolutely. All right, we're going to come back. We are going to come back to the PowerPoint. All right, is everybody still, I'm still showing my screen. All right, so does everybody see this? All right, so put in the chat if you can see this, and we're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna forget the live stream right now. All right, thank you. Okay, perfect. Sounded like a good idea, but it's too much work. Okay. All right, so let's go now. All right, so welcome everyone, and welcome to the 7 powerful ways to share your message virtually. 7 powerful ways to share your message virtually. I'm Arvee Robinson. If you don't know me, I'm the master speaker trainer, international speaker, and author. And I have been training business owners, individuals, you name it, for the past 16 years. And it's so important for you to get your message out to the world. If you've worked with me at all, you know my mantra is you've got a message to share that only you can share to people that can only hear it from you. And that message will save someone's life, save someone's business, or save someone's soul. That's how important it is. So I don't want you to wait or to have to sit back or to not get that message out during this difficult time that we're having. There's other ways besides stepping on a stage, a live stage, that you can get your message out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's a conversation we're going to have. So again, I want to thank you all for being here, for taking the time out of your busy day, or maybe not so busy day. I don't know if you have time off. For me, my business hasn't stopped. I'm very used to working from home. So if you need any help on how to navigate through this kind of challenging time of now all of a sudden working from home, please reach out to me and let me know, because this is, this is very common for me, and using tools like this is very common. So if you need help along the way, you just reach out to me. All right, deal? All right, perfect. So let's get started. All right, so just a little bit about me for those of you that don't know me very well. Some of you, most of you do. A lot of you may be a little new to me. I might be new to you. And that is, so I just want to share a little bit about how I got into this business of public speaking and public speaking training, because it was sheer accident that I got into it. My degree is in information systems, and back in the 80s, I went to work for a big CPA firm called Deloitte Haskins and Sells back then. And my job was to set up financial accounting systems, because my degree was in information systems. That's why they hired me. And my job was to set up financial accounting systems for small to mid-sized companies and teach them how to use it, teach their bookkeepers and their controllers how to use it. So it was a revolutionary time back then, because this is when PCs, microcomputers, we called them back then, first came on the scene. And the first one that I worked on was a dual floppy. Yes, a dual floppy. And so it was a revolutionary time. So the world would just like open up for someone like myself. And speaking engagements, were abundant. The only problem is that I didn't know what I was doing. And my boss came to me one day and he said, Arvee, I want you to get out there. I want you to get out there and start speaking. Tell people we offer this service. And I thought to myself, piece of cake. I took one speech class in college. I was good to go. I knew everything there was to know about public speaking, or so I thought. Well, it wasn't long before I realized that something wasn't right, that I wasn't doing something right, but I didn't know what it was. So one day this woman came up to me at the end of my talk. Now I did a lot of talks, but no one was coming up to me. I was like the loneliest speaker in town. No one was coming up to me. No one was approaching me, nothing. And so finally this woman did. And I thought to myself, oh, yippee, I must be getting better. And she came up to me, looked me in the eye, and she said, honey, I hate to tell you this. And I'm like thinking, well, don't, right? Don't. And she said, honey, do you know that you say that after every sentence, you say, okay? And I just looked at her. When my mouth dropped, I just looked at her and I said, okay. But I got it in that moment that I was the problem. That just because I could talk, just because I could flap my jaw, didn't make me a public speaker. That public speaking was something I needed to respect and get trained on. So I did. In that moment, I decided that that's it. I'm going to go get trained. I'm going to not just get trained, but I'm going to master it. I'm going to master this thing called public speaking. So I went to every training class I could think of, anything with the word communication in it, every seminar, every workshop. I read books. I studied. I did self-study. I did, group study. I did everything I could. And then the most amazing thing happened. As I got better, my clients got better. That's right. As I got better clients. It was the most amazing thing. And not only that, but throughout my 20-year career in the CPA world, setting up financial systems and all of that, I used public speaking for upward mobility to get promotions, to get raises, because I wasn't afraid to speak. And now I'm surrounded by a lot of CPAs, which are more introverted. So they're shyer. So I stood out. I used it for visibility too. I mean, it was amazing what happened. And then after 23 years, I reached the top that I could reach in my firm, not being a CPA myself, and that was a senior manager. And as I looked around, I realized that I no longer was making a difference. I no longer was that trailblazer that I once was in the very beginning. That there were consultants that just flooded the industry, and that, I had staff to do the work for me, and all I ended up being was a middle manager, right? Evaluations, staff, just, it was not what I had started out as. And so I decided it was time to make a change, but I didn't know what kind of change to make. This was my degree. This was my career, 23 years in this business. And, from its infancy. So I did what any smart girl would do. I prayed about it. And it wasn't long before God gave me the answer. And he said it like this. He said, teach others what I've taught you. That's how he told me. But I knew what he meant, public speaking. So 16 years ago, I left corporate America and everything it had to offer and started my own business. And since that time, I have trained, I've given over 3,500 speeches all over the world. I've trained over 5,000 business owners. I've hosted over 500 live events, and many of you have gone to those live events. And I've got over 30 years of speaking experience and 16 years in teaching others how to speak. And believe me, I've taught people all the way, the youngest I've taught was 8 years old, and the oldest I've taught was 85 years old. It is never, ever too late to learn how to become a better speaker. Even though you've been speaking for years, it's always good to stay current, because public speaking has changed over the years. And we have seen a big change now since, since this crisis happened. I don't like to give it much energy, to be honest with you, but we do have to adapt, and it will change business as we know it, and it will change the speaking industry. So you're the first to hear some of those changes that are coming down the pike. All right, so let me go to the chat just to make sure somebody has something that they need to say real quick. Okay. All right, great. All right, so we still have just some yeses. Good, thank you. Okay, Diane Watson's here from Atlanta. Helen's here, welcome. Brenda's here from, now where are you at, Brenda, now? Utah, I think? Yeah, Utah. Okay, great. We have people from all over the world here. All right, excellent. Okay, let's continue then. Thank you. Now, here's a little bit. I just wanted to share this with you. And it's not to brag or anything, but it's just when you speak and you become a better speaker, you can share the stages with some pretty awesome people. And I know you know a lot of these people. I just shared this stage in January with Sharon Lecter, and she's a doll. She is a sweetheart. And these two people, this is J. Conrad Livingston, and he wrote the book Guerrilla Marketing. I spoke on the same stage as he in Texas, Dallas, Texas, and that was actually his last speech that he did. And this is Dottie Walters. If you know who Dottie Walters is, she wrote the book Speak and Grow Rich. She was on one of my stages for her last speech. So, but there's, I've shared a lot of stages with a lot of people, a lot more people than here. And if you don't know those people, you probably know these big A speakers. This is Tommy Hopkins. He's a sweetheart too. And Marshall Silvers and Bill Walsh and Bernie Dorman, Cynthia Kersey, and Larry Benet. So some pretty big hitters that you can share the stage with. But here's really what I wanted to share with you. Not so much that I've shared a lot of stages with a lot of people, but the better I got at speaking, and this is something I want you to think about this morning, the better my clients got, the better I got with speaking, the better my coaching programs became, the better my live events became, and I started doing more and more live events. When I started 16 years ago, I only had coaching programs. But then I added live events. My first live event was Speak Your Way to Wealth. And I know some of you on this call knew me way back then and and even came to that event. And then, of course, I added speaker training events. My very first speaker training event, when I first started, I had 5 people in the room, and one of them was my husband. So, so they've grown a great deal since then. And then I've added, of course, masterminds. When I first started, I didn't have a big, expensive program. And now I have a $25,000 mastermind. So you can do that too. The better you get at speaking, the better you get at coaching, the better you get at training, the higher price items that you can create to help people. My masterminds are 6-month or a year-long program. And people that are come into that program, and several of you are on this call right now, that's how you get good. Stick with me for a year, and I guarantee you will create bigger programs and better speeches. But I'm not here to sell you any mastermind programs, so don't worry. And the more opportunities you will get, not only to speak, but to get on other people's stages as well. So the better I got, the better all of this got for me. The better the stages, other people's stages, the better opportunities, and of course, the better income. And you can have all of that too. All right, so I've trained over 5,000 people. Here's a couple of my events, my big event, $1 Million Speaker Summit. Many of you have been there. But I just want to share a little bit about my family. This is my husband and my 2 dogs. Zoe and Zeus. This is them when they were little puppies. Isn't that the cutest little picture? And they were little puppies, and now, of course, they're grown up. And Zoe's, she's taken over the couch, and Zeus, he's taken over the bed. And lately, Zeus has had a little drinking problem. But those are my family. All right, so my outcomes for today is to share some powerful information with you, motivate you to speak out of the box, right? To just some ideas that if you think, well, I have to get in front of live people, live audience, no, you don't. And I'm going to give you some ideas for that today. And then, of course, invite you to learn more about virtual speaking. I have a quick chat. Let me see what that is real quick. All right. Oh, thank you. Lisa, I love your babies. Yeah, thank you. Excellent. All right, next. All right, so why public speaking? Let's talk about that for a minute. Why public speaking, right? Because it's the key to visibility. It's the key to visibility. And even if you do it virtually, it's still getting out there. It's still gaining visibility. So we don't have to be in front of a live audience. It's better. I prefer it because I want to hug people and I want to see their reaction. But right now we can't do that. So we don't want to stop. We don't want to stop momentum. If you're out there speaking now, don't stop. Just keep going because we can lose it. Public speaking is like fitness. You lose your fitness. I'm talking about going to the gym and working out. You lose your fitness in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, you can lose your fitness. So you can lose in 2 weeks to a month, you can lose your speaking fitness. In other words, you'll be rusty. You won't know what to do. You will be a little uncomfortable, perhaps. So don't lose your speaking fitness. All right, here's Jenny. Some of you have been in the mastermind with Jenny, but Jenny got trained as a speaker, and let me go back for a minute. Her dream, this is Jenny, and she would watch other people speak. She's a esthetician, and not a lot of estheticians don't always, get out there and speak, but she wanted to be in front of the room. She wanted to be the one doing the training. And so she came to me, got trained as a speaker. This is why you need to make sure you keep up with your training and that you get trained. All right. And the next thing I know, it's those opportunities that'll come to you. So next thing you know, here's Jenny. She was asked to speak at one of her big conventions in Pasadena. And here she is as a speaker and an exhibitor. All right. Why? Because she was ready. But that's not the best part of the story. The best part of the story is after she got trained, she started doing her own little workshops in her studio, in her home studio. And she would only charge about $97 per person. And her capacity was 6 people. So she could only invite 6 people. Now think about when you speak, is your capacity, are you at full capacity? When you do it live, your capacity is going to be smaller than when you do it virtual. Like right here, we have 43 people, right? 43 people. She could never have 43 people unless she went virtual, right? So what we did back then is we turned a $600 class into a $6,000 class of revenue after working with me. Why? Because she wasn't adding product. She wasn't adding product. She was giving things away, but not adding product. But again, the story doesn't end there because now, while we were working together, she also created a virtual class of the same class, a virtual class, right? With her and her products and she has a special method that she uses. And now she's got that course all ready to go. She's all ready and she's still on the course selling her products. So she just was able to maneuver. She had already had it built, but that doesn't mean that you can't build it now. All right. So 7 powerful ways. We're going to get into it right now, into that meat. 7 powerful ways to share your message virtually. Number 1, webinars. Now, you will probably want to take some notes right here. You want to take some notes. All right. Number one, webinars. Now, let's talk about webinars for a moment. There's several different platforms that you can use. The platform I use is Zoom. That's getting very, very popular these days, very popular. But I've been using Zoom since when it first came out, and I don't even remember, 7 years ago. I mean, I don't even remember, a long time. And I'm going to get into the particulars of how to use it in a minute. But Zoom is one of them. Adobe has one. Go to Meetings, go to Webinar. Go to Webinar is a real popular one. Click Meetings. There's Get Response. There's many, many of them. My recommendation is for you to go on and compare them. You can compare them online. You can compare them by going into each one. You can compare them by going to YouTube and watching somebody else do a comparison. But find the one that fits your needs. Find the one that you like to use. Now, one of my mentors was telling me for years and years and years, Arvee, you've got to start doing webinars. Way before I started doing them. I started doing probably 5 years ago. But they were out there for a long time. And GoToWebinar was the popular one to use, and it's still very, very popular. And I don't know, something about it, it just made me a little bit nervous. It was out of my comfort zone. And so one day, again, at the encouragement of my mentor, one day he said, just, you know, you can use mine, just do it, right? So here I am, I do this big webinar, and all of a sudden, I've got lots of people on, and all of a sudden, boom, it just went black. Right? I couldn't believe it. Like my worst nightmare came true. So I said, I'm not going to do it. That just was too embarrassing. I'm not going to do that. And then when Zoom came out, I started using that, and I really loved it because I really like being able to feel like you can see me. Even if it's just a little square, I feel more connected. And I'm the kind of person I really need that connection. I really need that connection with people. I mean, that's why I'm in the business that I'm in, probably. But I really need that connection. So I like to be able to see people. At least you can see me, and I can bring you in a little bit later, those of you that want to be brought in. But pick the platform that works for you. Zoom, they have different options, different expense, you know, anywhere from, I think, $15. But the webinar version is $50. And you can just see by the quality too. The quality is different. But go and compare. GoToWebinar is a little more expensive. I think, sorry about that. It's a little bit more expensive, but maybe it has more features. So I don't know. It's up to you. But get something. And get it today, all right? Get something and get it today. All right, so webinars. Webinars are really great. Now, the other reason why I like Zoom too is because Zoom will create, in Zoom, it creates its own emails, automatic emails. So you've all got them, you've got the reminders. Zoom does that. All right. Okay, the second way is live stream. Now, we all heard about live stream, but are you doing live stream? Are you doing live stream? Now, this is John. You can see he's over here with the telephone at one of my events. Now, John is a real estate professional, But what he did way back then is he got into Facebook Lives to demonstrate to demonstrate houses and to show the different rooms. And he actually was inside of the rooms and showing all this. And so he got a lot of visibility doing lives. And now he sells a house a month. It is unheard of, but he sells a house a month. And he's still doing lives. You can go on Facebook and check him out. He's still doing those lives today. So let's talk about the lives and the platforms. We've got Facebook. Now, how many of you, I want you to write, oh, sorry about that. How many of you, I touched something and everything went crazy. How many of you have been doing Facebook Lives? Go ahead and put it in the chat box, whether you have or not doing Facebook Lives. So put it in the chat box if you've been doing your own Facebook Lives. And if you haven't, put that in there too. Let me know how many of you have been doing them. I know Carol Feely here has been doing them. Okay, so I'm going to go to open up the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go to the chats. So, okay. Christine says, no, I haven't. Okay. Not yet. Good. Okay. One time, Lee says, okay. No, have not. Have not. One time. Okay. I'm so grateful that you all just so honest. Wonderful. Not yet. We'll learn. Eager. Not yet. Okay. Perfect. Oh, you know what? It is so easy. And again, I have a class, which I'm not planning on sharing today exactly, but I have a class that's about a 3-hour class on Facebook. I know Jackie saw it one time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invite all of you to that class after we're done. And it's only $97, not a big deal. And it's like 3 to 4 hour class. And I walk you not only through Facebook Live, but some of the tools that you need and exactly how to do it. So you will be doing a live on that Facebook Live class. So if that's something you're interested in, put yes. I'll save these and then make sure that you get that link later, okay? Because there's no reason why you have to learn the hard way. Remember, in speaking, there are no do-overs. Yep, okay, yep, all right. Okay, yeah, I use Zoom, okay, for Facebook Live. Okay, perfect. All right, I'll talk about that in a minute. Excellent, all right, good. Interested in the Facebook Live class? Okay, it's called Facebook Live Mastery. All right, good morning. Okay, GoToMeeting, Skype Business, Google Live. Yes, there's Google Live, Zoom, and of course, okay, perfect, good. Okay, is Zoom better than Facebook Live? No, it is just different. Okay, so Zoom is like when you do a Zoom meeting. We're going to talk about Zoom in a couple minutes, so that's a good question. Next, we're going to talk about that. But they're different. Facebook Live goes on Facebook. Now, you can use Zoom to go to live. All right, they've got a feature just like what we were going to do here, but it was just I hadn't gone live from a webinar yet, so it just looked a little like it was taking too much time, and I didn't want to take the time away from this class. But they're just different. All right, you can go directly on Facebook Live, or you can go on Zoom and have Zoom link to Facebook Live. All right, so pretty cool. All right. Okay, so good. Thank you. Yes, Jackie, you want to come to the class. Excellent. All right, so let me get out of here for a moment. Okay, let me go back there. All right, so Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, Twitter Live. Now, there's a Twitter Live, but you have to do it from the phone. You cannot do Twitter Live from your computer, not yet anyway. But you can do all of them from your phone. But you can do Facebook Live from your desktop, LinkedIn Live from your desktop, and of course, YouTube Live from your desktop. So play around with that. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you can always delete. All right, when you're live on Facebook, it is live in the moment. It is present. But you can go back after you're done, and you can delete that video, so it won't be up. See, when we do live streams, think of it this way. You don't do the live stream necessarily for that moment. You do the live stream for people to look at it later, because you might just have 2 or 3 people on, right? But you record it so that it's there, and then you'll get like hundreds of views later. All right, I have a few more chats. Good, thank you. Keep them coming. Okay. Okay, Connie sells facial products that I use, and she's like, oh, your skin and makeup look great. Well, thank you so much. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, if you have any questions, keep them coming. All right, safe products. Yes, we use safe products. All right, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Now, I would recommend you start on Facebook. It's the easiest. You can put it in a group. And again, on my Facebook Mastery class, we go in detail It's a training class. So we're not going to just talk about it. You're actually going to be doing it with me. You're going to be doing it with me. All right. Next. All right. So here's some integrated platforms. Zoom to Facebook Live, right? I mentioned that already. Now, here's a one you may or may not have heard of, and that is Be Live. Be Live to Facebook Live. It's the most amazing thing. I'm going to show you the difference between Facebook and Be Live in a moment. And then there's Facebook to YouTube Live. All right. So I love the integrations because now you can go to 2 or 3 places instead of just one. And of course, what I always do on every Facebook Live is I save it, I download it, and I load it up to YouTube. So sometimes there's a delay. Like I tried doing a Facebook Live and going over to YouTube, but there was like this delay and I didn't like the quality of it. It's probably my own internet connection. I don't think it's the platform. So what I do now instead, so I have a little bit more control, I'll do my Facebook Live as if it's a video. In other words, I won't say, hey, Facebook fans. I will just start out with my attention grabber. And then I load it up to YouTube, and then I can put kind of a face on it. If I want my logo, I can edit it and do some things. All right? So let me open that chat a minute. I'm going to put the chat over to the side so I can see it. Okay, so the question is, does the LinkedIn platform work as well? Well, you can do a live on the LinkedIn platform. Yes, I'm not sure I understand the question. But yeah, the LinkedIn works, you know, it's brand new, all right? So I haven't gotten into it myself yet, but I've been seeing it. And of course, there's Instagram for you Instagram lovers. There's Instagram TV, what they call Instagram TV. I've done a little bit of it, but not a lot. So it's not as popular as these other ones are. But that's another avenue if you prefer to play in Instagram. Okay, now we're going to get into YouTube real quick. All right, YouTube, love it. Now, YouTube. How many of you have YouTube channels? Put yes in there. How many of you have YouTube channels? YouTube channels. Just put yes, okay? And if you don't, put no, so I know also. I get to save these chats and then I can look at them later. Yes, yes, okay, so no, yes, okay, great, thank you. Okay, yes, okay, good. All right, Mickey says no, Daphne, no, okay. Tammy, yes, excellent. All right, I'm going to widen my screen a little bit. All right. Hey, Wilma Brown, how are you? Wilma's calling from, where are you calling from, Wilma? I forgot. Back east somewhere. Wilma, where are you calling in from? All right, so Larry says no, yes. Okay, Gary says yes, excellent. All right, yes, okay. All right, so all of you want to have a YouTube channel, even if you're not Houston. Okay, Wellness in from Houston. I couldn't remember. I've been to Houston. Beautiful city, beautiful homes out there. But the humidity almost killed me in the summertime. All right, so create your own YouTube channel. Now you can use your name, or you can use a company name. You can use, something clever. I could have called it mine. Public Speaking Mastery, whatever it is you want. You can have multiple channels if you want, but I prefer just having one that everybody goes to. Mine's Arvee Robinson. If you haven't been there, you should go there and subscribe. Subscribe, because sometimes the best way to learn something is to just kind of watch or follow somebody and see exactly what they do. And you'll see I've been on it for years, and I have mine categorized. They're categorized by tips. Networking tips, speaking outside in other countries, all kinds of great stuff like that. So do that and encourage other people to subscribe. Now, some people do YouTube professionally, and they have all kinds of graphics and they have all kinds of bells and whistles, and that's wonderful. If you want to do that, great. I don't choose to do that. I like more of an organic. Why? Because I like that connection. So mine are very organic, which means it's just me and you kind of thing, but you can go as far with it as you want. All right. There's no rules. It's no rules. All right. So the next step is to create a video on your camera, your phone, or your computer, right? Upload it directly to your channel. So the benefit of doing it this way, and I have a client, I'm not sure if she's here, but she had signed up, Lorena. Lorena, if you're here, tell me you're here. But Lorena is a master at creating them on her phone. She's an esthetician, she's my esthetician, and she creates them on her phone and she edits them and puts them up, and some of them have music and her logo, and they just look fantastic. So again, you can do a lot of great things easily and inexpensively yourself. So if it was a live, you still could do that, but you may do a Facebook Live, download it, which I'm going to show you, talk about in a second, and then you upload it to YouTube. So you can download it, edit it, put logos and fancy things on, and then upload it directly to YouTube. So you can certainly do that. All right, so let me look at the chat. All right. Okay, everyone choose all panelists and attendees if you want. Okay, thank you, Connie, but we'll just, if everybody wants to see each other, I can do that. So you just tell me, I just keep it private, so you can privately talk to me, but if you want to see everyone's comments and yeses, then just put yes, and then I will change it to where we can see all attendees, okay? Otherwise, you'd have to do it individually. All right, so just give me a yes or a no if you want to see each other's comments. All right, just give me a yes or no over there, and we're going to continue. No, thank you. Okay, no worries. All right, no. Okay, so Connie, I'm sorry, honey, but most people just want to stay private. All right, so if you want us to see yours, you can individually change your code to attendees and panelists. Otherwise, I have it on just panelists, which means just me. All right, excellent. Okay, nice, but too distracting. Yes, it could be. All right, so thank you all for all of your comments. All right, appreciate it. All right, Anita, Think It All. How are you, honey? Good to see you here. All right, yeah. Okay, if anybody wants to see have everybody see yours. You can't choose to see everybody else's, but you can choose to let people see yours by clicking on panelists and attendees. All right, but it's not the other way around. Okay. All right, let's get down to this last one because this is gold. This is gold. All right, so it used to be in Facebook that we could go to Facebook, hit a couple of buttons, and download it to our computer. We can't. They took that away now. But guess what I found? This nice little tool. It's called GetFvid. It stands for Get Facebook Video, right? .com. Write this down. This is gold. So you go to Facebook, you do your Facebook Live. Now you download it, and now you can edit it if you want, or which I don't hardly ever do. I just load it right back up to YouTube, right? I want to do it kind of real quick or I'll forget. I get busy. Now you're 2 places. Excellent. So you want to do your Facebook Live with quality sound, quality everything, so that when you load it up, it does look as professional as possible. And again, I get into all that detail when in my Facebook Live class. All right. So next. If you have any questions regarding that, just feel free to put it in the chat. Let's talk about Zoom meetings. All right, I promised I would talk about Zoom meetings. Now, they are happening all over the world. Speaking at virtual events, I want you to get your head around this. You can speak at these virtual events. All right, you can reach out to people and ask if you can be the speaker. I had a speaker last Tuesday. We've taken this group which is a group, it's not my particular group. There's over 35 chapters, but I happen to be the president of my Upland chapter, my hometown. But I'm telling you, some of you, if you want to join me on Tuesday, just reach out to me. Reach out to me, and I can now invite you, where before it wasn't physically possible for you to come all the way to Upland. So Wilma Brown in Houston, you can join me, right? You can join me. All right. Rotary clubs, this is another group that I belong in. We've had Happier Hour the other day. NABO, team, BNI, Carol Feely on the call, she's in BNI, and she says they've been having their virtual events. Toastmasters, I've been coaching a guy to win a contest in Toastmasters. And all of a sudden he called me the other day and said, of course, the conference is off, but they're gonna have a virtual speech contest. So they've had their area contest, so now I think they're on the division and you know, the district and so on, and they're gonna all do it virtually. So this is turning into a virtual world, ladies and gentlemen. So again, you need to keep practicing your speech, keep getting trained, and get ready, because there's gonna be more opportunities to speak, not less. There's going to be even more opportunities to speak. So you want to be ready. You want to be ready when those opportunities come. All right, what time on Tuesday? Jackie says it's we start at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9:15. The official meeting starts at 8:15, but 8 to 8:15 we come on the call, we visit a little bit, and then we start our meeting. So let me know. Okay. Okay, so Wilma asked, is that different from the weekly calls on Tuesday? Yes, I do a weekly training call every Tuesday, and it is different, and we are taking that call to Zoom meetings as well. So yeah, very cool. All right, next, so just give you some idea, I want to just expand your way of thinking. Now, this is the meeting that we just did last Tuesday. This is what it looks like. This is me taking the picture, but it works, and it was fabulous. Now, of course, when you come into a meeting, you can opt to have your video on so people can see you and interact with you. You can opt to have it off and just have a picture like this girl did here, down here, or you can have neither and just have your name. And another option is you can actually just dial in on a telephone. No one did this here, but if you dial on a telephone, what we'll see is a telephone. We'll see a little kind of hand telephone thing. So there's different ways. So if you're like worried, like, oh, I don't want to, you know, it's too early for me to get, you know, made up or whatever, then don't worry about it. Just put your picture there, or just put your name in there. Don't worry about it. It's always better if we can interact and see you, but if not, don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. And again, when I do my Facebook Lives, we're going to talk about backgrounds and things like that too. All right. Okay. And etiquette. Look for an article from me about etiquette, about Zoom meetings, because there's a need for etiquette, right? This gal put up a box. She didn't want to be seen from her telephone, so she put a box of something in front of the camera. Oh boy, I tell you. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's go on. Okay. Now this is a Zoom. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I went too fast here. Okay. There we go. All right, the next one, I have my chat in the way. The next one is interviews, speakers. Guess what? You can do a lot of interviews now. You've got more time, and you can use Zoom to do the interviews. There's 2 ways to do interviews, right? Well, there's a lot more than that, but I'm going to share with you 2 ways that I've been doing it. So the first one, this is a Zoom meeting, right? You can tell we're on Zoom. Actually, I'm a guest on Ray's show, and he's got it Excuse me. He's got it. I just, my board, my mouse and everything are so sensitive today. And he's got it live streaming directly to Facebook Live. All right. And then he's going to download this and put it up on YouTube. Right. So, I mean, it's just fascinating what we can do now. But again, you know, there's a certain etiquette that you want to make sure that you do, because a lot of people are pretty casual when they're going to Zoom meetings. Think of your forever brand. Now, if ever you ever see me when I'm not doing a live or not a guest, all right, I'm wearing my brand color, right? Like today, this is not an accident, it is planned. So, because I know this is going to be forever. This is going to be a forever piece of information, because after today, I'm going to put it up on YouTube and it's going to be there forever, right? So think of it like that when you're getting together and whatever you're wearing, whatever you, I mean, I've seen women that have like, you know, spaghetti strap blouses on and they're, and maybe they shouldn't have, you know what I mean? So just beware, it's forever, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you. I love your brand color, yay. All right, thank you. Yeah, participants need to know how to mute their audio on Zoom, absolutely. And I'll be doing a Zoom training if anybody wants that as well. There's lots of things that you need to know, and you just don't have time to bunk around yourself. I've been using this for years and years. All right, let's continue. Now there's Be Live. Remember I said I would mention Be Live to you. I love Be Live. Why? Look at this little title thing that I can put in there. You can do your own brands. It still can be an interview, and you could do multiple people in the interview. Now there's a free version, but the free version will have their logo on the left-hand corner. It's only like 60 bucks for a year. It's nothing. And you get to put agendas up. It just gives you that little bit more professionalism, just a little tiny bit more without a lot of expense or a lot of work. Now this one goes directly to Facebook Live also. And you can select what's really cool. You can select what room you want to go into, whether it's on your timeline or a particular room. So in other words, if you have a group, let's say you have your own group. All right, so Jackie, let's say, you know, Jack, hey, Philip's here, welcome. Uber conference is also available. Okay, all right, okay. So Philip will, the trainings I'm talking about in the morning, I was just giving an example of a networking class. It's actually a Christian networking group that I run. So if you want more information, just reach out to me in an email or text. Yeah, and I'll give you that information. All right, but we want to continue here. So Zoom, so it goes directly to any group that you want. So Jackie, if you had a running group, right? Jackie's been doing marathons forever. Her and I have that in common, though I quit 10 years ago. She keeps going, she keeps going. But if you had a particular group for tips, you could just put your Facebook Live in there or Be Live directly to that group. So it's really, really cool. All right, we're going. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry, I am going to keep us on time here. All right, another way that you can speak and keep your speaking skills up is through podcasting. Now, I've had a podcast for several years. I got rid of that one and I started a brand new one, and I'm going to be launching that as well. And I invite all of you trained speakers to reach out to me, and we'll do an interview style. And what it's called the $1 Million Speaker, the $1 Million Speaker. So we talk about what it takes to be that $1 Million Speaker. All right, so here it is. I just love this new graphic of mine. So the $1 Million Speaker, it's on Podbean. All of you, again, can sign up for Podbean. There's other platforms out there, but what I use is Podbean. Everybody, what do you use? Podbean. It's so easy to use, so easy to load up, and it's very popular. It's very popular. So you can have a free one, but let me warn you, the free one, gives you 3 podcasts, but it's really a good way to practice. And then again, you can sign up for the paid version, and it's very inexpensive. It's like $59 a a year or something like that. So go ahead and sign up for that. All right, next, so podcasts. Again, reach out to me if you want to be on my podcast. Multiple platform integrations with podcasts. So iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, LinkedIn, it links. So again, here's a platform that you can use to put out your podcast and have it go 4 or 5 places. And I didn't put it on here, but guess where else you can put it? YouTube, all right? Maybe it's an audio and you could put it to YouTube, right? And you could put a cover. But guess what? I do all my podcasts in Zoom. I record them in Zoom. And now I take the audio, load it up to Podbean, and I take the video and put it on YouTube. It's the coolest thing. So see, you guys just thought I was out there doing live events. I've been doing this, all this stuff for years and years. Go to my YouTube channel, check it out. And again, if you need help, reach out to me. We can do some coaching. Woohoo, Connie says, all right. I want to link to Podbean. Yes, I'm not getting anything for this, right? I'm just recommending. So you go and, yeah, have at it. All right, good. Multiple integration. And like I say, another one is YouTube. Get your message out there. And here's the last one, and that is virtual events. Now, I have been doing virtual events with my mastermind group for years and years and years, where we all get together, we do a full day immersion, right? And we have handouts and we have all kinds of stuff, and share each other's screen, whatever it needs to be. We celebrate, we support, and boom, guess what? Now it's happened. So I have an event scheduled. A lot of you are already coming to that event, right? A lot of you are coming to that event, and it's called Speak Up, Get Clients. And it was scheduled as a live event on April 8th. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm turning it into a virtual event, but it's not my first rodeo. That's what I'm saying. It's the first time I'm taking this one virtual. But I've been doing virtual events, like I said, for my mastermind group for years. I've got one coming up Monday that's called Present and Profit, and it's just for my mastermind group. But this is for all of you. And guess what? I'm so excited about this because, oh, here's Susanna. Some of you here know who Susanna is. Now, her business grew, after working with me, her business grew 43%. Why? Because she was doing work, because she added workshops. She added her own events. And now, guess what? She can do those events virtually. Her and her partner virtually. She doesn't have to skip a beat, right? So let me share with you this immersion that is happening Wednesday, April 8th. Wednesday, April 8th. Like I said, it was a live event scheduled for here, Claremont, California. So, Welma, you couldn't have gone, but guess what? Now you can. See, virtual events are so cool because now not only can you reach more people, but you can reach people all over the world, where before they were not going to come and get on a plane for a one-day event. Now, they might have for my 3-day $1 million speaker summit, but that's 3 days. But then they'd have to pay for hotel, and then they have to pay for food and all of that. Now you can put on your own live events. Now, if this is like a mind blower for some of you, if your mind is going, just put it in the chat box. I want to hear about it. If this is expanding your way of thinking. And if it's not, then I want you to come to this, because I want you to see how it's done. Like I said, I've been doing this for years. And if you're not quite embracing the idea, ooh, how would I do it? Ooh, I want you to come and see how it's done and see how easy. Fired up, boom, yes, awesome. Now, there's a replay for this. I'm recording it, but I'm not going to record the live event. That is only for you that are coming here. That's only for you that are coming here, all right? Because this is a small little paid event. All right, you love the idea. Yeah, good. You've tapped into what I've been looking for. Woo! I'll be there. Okay, Lisa. All right, yes, yippee. Hi, Sandy Olson. Sandy's been to many of my events over the years. Awesome. All right, so you're going to do this. This is Wednesday. Write it down, and then we're going to finish up. But this is a live virtual event. So during this one-day immersion, you are going to learn all these things and more. You're going to learn how to use public speaking to market yourself. You're going to learn how to convert your live. Uh-oh, I coughed. Wait, I got a cough in my elbow. It's from too talking and getting too excited. All right, so you're going to learn how to convert your own live event or meeting or seminar to an online one. You're going to learn the stories that you need. So we're still going to teach some practical public speaking skills. I'm just adding some more virtual as well. Craft a presentation. You're going to learn how to master 6 different closes, including the virtual close, which is different. Virtual close is different. All right. Okay. Okay. So Gary, asking again, what PODV? What is that? Okay. I think you mean Podbean. So that's PODBEAN, like a bean. Sorry, I got so excited, my voice is gone. Okay, and all right, so back here, so how to master 6 different closes, how to navigate through all these technology tools that we've been talking about, and how to take advantage of other people's podcasts and platforms, and how to actually grow your business during this time with speaking. What a better way, what a better way. All right, full day of speaking training. It's a full day here on Zoom with just like we've been doing, but there's you're going to have some still some interaction, a little bit differently, but we're going to have more interaction in that one. And I'm good. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to have a couple of my students speak. So you're going to see them. You're going to see how it works when you speak virtually. All right, not just do some training, but when you're just asked to speak for 5-10 minutes, what do you do? How do you do it? It's very exciting, very exciting. All right, so some bonuses. I'm going to move my chat box here. All right, move my chat box. All right, so here's some bonuses. So full day of training is $597, and that's what I train for a 1 day, or that's what I charge for a 1 day of training. Now, anybody that's come to my 4-day knows that's a lot more than that, right? That's a $4,000 training. So this is 1 day, $600 bonus. Because of all this, you can come to the next one for free. So when you buy this one, you can come to the next one for free, the live one. All right. And you can bring a friend. You can bring a friend to the virtual, and you can bring a friend to the free, right? So look at the value that you're going to get. And if you're out of state, well, even just bringing somebody to the virtual is worth it. Now, so it's worth $1,791, but you're not going to pay that, of course. You're not going to pay that because I feel bad that I had to cancel the live event. I know a lot of you planned on going with me. I had 60 people already signed up, and this was a month ago. And so I feel bad about that. You're all so special to me. And so I just want to say you can all come, risk-free investment of only $47. $47, complete immersion on April 8th, and you can bring a friend to that immersion for free. Then if you are somewhere around in California, you can come to the next live event for free and bring a friend. That's what I want to do for you. If you're out of state, well, if you know somebody in California that might want to go, you can send them, right? This is only has a little price tag on it so that you will come. Because if you don't have any skin in the game, then you might wake up in the morning and not want to come. all right? Or your friend might not want to come. I want you to come to get the information. You've got to get this information now. The world is changing so fast, and I want to help you to do that. So all you have to do is go to Speak Up, Get Clients. The website's there. It's ready for you. All the information is there. And then for signing up right now, you get a copy of my book. My book, Speak Up, Get Clients, PDF copy, because obviously many of you are out of state or out of country. So, but it's the original book, and you get a copy of that. And again, it will augment all of the training as well. So I hope you join me. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today. And if you want to say anything to me right now, please do. I know we're a couple of minutes over. I apologize. We're 4 minutes over. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming. And again, if you want to stick around and say something, I can pull you in if you want to. I can always pull you in if any of you want to talk to me directly. Just raise your hand. I will be able to see your hand. For those of you that are leaving, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Be safe and know that I'm here for you if you need me. All right. So Wilma has her hand raised. So let me go to Wilma. And let me go to Wilma. There we go. All right. Hey, Wilma, you can talk. Can you hear me? Wilma, you're up there.
I can hear you now.
There we go. Hi, Wilma. I have your video turned off, but.
Oh, I have to. If you knew how I look, you, I don't want to run you away from me, okay?
Okay.
Well, what I want to know, Arvee, I'm definitely interested in the training for the Zoom, because I need that ASAP.
Okay. Okay.
Those platforms. I'm gonna definitely, when I got the email about the event, I said, oh, I think I can do that, but that's another story. But I'm definitely with the platforms. I need this ASAP.
Okay. All right. So I will put that email and things together. There will be 2 different trainings. One is Facebook Mastery, going Facebook Live, which I recommend, and the other one is Zoom.
Right, that's what I need.
Okay, so I'll put those together, and you can buy them separately. They're $97 separately, or I will give a special price if whoever wants to buy both. All right, I don't have that set up yet, but that just came to me. If you want to do both, I'll do a discount. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right.
And we need to catch up later.
All right, we'll catch up later. Any of you can call me. Feel free to call me. I have some people said, you know, I'll call you. So feel free to reach out, call me. Most of you have my number. If not, you can email me through my website, which is arveerobinson.com, or you can just call me on my cell phone, which is 909-645-9147. So if you have any questions about anything we've talked about, just reach out to me, and I'll share with you what your next step is. All right, so Anita says, thank you. All right, for these 7 ways and your very appealing offer. Okay, perfect. Next steps, okay, perfect. Great, yeah. Okay, good. Helen says, this was great. You take the fear out of taking the next steps. Excellent, good. Just know your message is important and you need to get it out there any and every way you can. And let's seize this opportunity. Let's look at it as an opportunity to get out there and be more visible and reach more people, touch more people. And of course, we can always make money doing it and make a difference at the same time. I don't know what else does that like speaking. So excellent. So thank you. Thank you, Daphne. All right. So we're going to end unless anybody else has a question or wants to come in. All right, great. Thank you all. Thank you all. It's been such a pleasure. And again, reach out to me if you ever need anything. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.